Yeah. Go ahead. I didn't get you. Is there anything that you want to say? Nothing, right? Okay. So we'll start. Okay, so we'll continue from where we left off in logic essentially. So logic basics were covered, and I think we did discuss the criteria also. But plan is to do an example also. Okay, but before we get to example, I'll discuss about determination and how it relates to something being active. I did discuss that, but with the help of example, we'll do that again. Okay. So there's something known as XOR method through which we will do it. So all this we have discussed the major clause and so on. So any confusion with respect to sorry with respect to the coverage criteria that is there? There are three of them: GACC, general active clause coverage, correlated active clause coverage, and restricted active clause coverage. So I'll just do a quick recap, short recap of what it says with respect to the coverage criteria, and then move on to doing an example for these three. Okay. So and we'll come to determination also in a moment. GACC says for each predicate, meaning whatever predicate you have been given, okay, and each major clause, because every clause is taking turn, each turn. So you have, let's say, 5 clauses. So you do it for all of them, one by one. Okay. So sorry. So we are selecting minor clauses such that CI, being the major clause, C as the major clause, right, determines P. What does it mean? It means, in other words, CI, our major clause, is active in GACC and other variants of active clause coverage. We have to make sure major clause CI is active when we are taking the pair. Remember, we take the pair. No, TR has two requirements, which is the pair. The two requirements become the excuse me, become the pair for the uh, coverage. Okay, like the pair is that true false. That is the pair. But when we take the pair, okay, and we'll come to how we are taking it. We have to make sure that the clause, the major clause for which we are taking it, CI, we are taking it for CI only. No, CI is true, CI is false. So when that happens, CI has to be active. When we take it, it needs to be active. So this is like a prerequisite. This part is a prerequisite, and then we take. Okay. So test requirements comes after the prerequisite is satisfied. What is the prerequisite? Prerequisite is you make CI active. Not in all cases CI is active. So when you take the pair, you have to make sure that CI is actually active. And we'll discuss about how to ensure that that clause is active. Any clause, any for any given predicate, how to make sure some clause is active or not. Okay. So we'll come to that. So this is what GSSC says. So every pair, excuse me, every pair you will take it. So now correlated, it is saying it's still the same thing. There is no difference. Okay. Still you have to make it active. This is the activeness part. Prerequisite. No, we make it active. Once it is active, we take true false. So when we are taking true false, uh, when we are taking true false, this case is because correlated. It says apart from being active, it must also change. It must flip what? Flip the value of P. Okay, GSS is not saying that. Only CSS is saying that. In GSS, even if P does not flip, P does not change, it's fine. You take the pair. You still take it. But in correlated, it is a requirement. It is mandatory that when I flip the active clause, when I flip the major clause, in active clause coverage, no, major clause is supposed to be active. Okay, so active major is same thing. Okay, so because it has to be active. So when I flip the major clause, P must flip. That is the idea. So that's what it's saying. The values chosen for the minor clause, the CJ must cause P to be true for one value of the major clause CI. P is true for one value of the major clause, P is false for the other. Meaning when I'm flipping, P must flip. Okay, that is what correlated is. RACC says, and we are going to do example also for each of these. Okay, same thing again. Make it active. First thing is you're doing active. No, the moment you see active, you make sure you make it active. This part that is done. That is common across all these three. three of them. Okay, so this is common. Now I have to take the pair. This so earlier one, the correlated one, it said no, when you are flipping, no, p must flip. That is what it said. Now restricted is not talking about p, the predicate. It is talking about the minor ones. See, I have a major clause. What about the rest of them? What about cj's? Cj's are my minor clauses, no, the other ones, except everything except the minor. So now restricted is talking about the minor clauses. It is saying no, when you are taking the true case, right? Because there are pair, it is a pair, right? So two requirements: true case, false case. It is saying when you are taking the true case, whatever the values were for your minor clauses, when the major clause was true, let's say, and some value must be there for minor clauses, no, at that moment. Now when you flip the major clause, the minor clauses should not change, should remain constant. That's what it is saying. In GSS it can change, but restricted is putting a condition on that. Okay, so we'll see quickly this one. But I'll share my screen and do an example also with other the other different one. But we'll see with this first. Okay. So see, this is the predicate, and if somehow I could get this table also, yeah, okay, fine, we will do it. So just a second. We'll take this predicate only and do all three, all of them. Is that okay? Any questions so far? No, right? Okay. So give me one moment then. Okay, so is the other screen visible?
Yes, sir, it's with you.
What is the first thing? First thing is the predicate that has been given to us. Ideally, the coverage criteria says for each P belonging to capital P, no? Capital P is the set of all predicates. Why? Because in a method, remember we are doing software testing, right? So in a method, you can have multiple predicates, no? So we do it for all of them. That's what the coverage is saying. Coverage requires you to do it for all predicates, but in questions, we'll discuss only one. Okay. So for each P, small p that is belonging to capital P is what it's saying we do that. But anyway, just take one. We'll just take one predicate and do with that. Okay. So the predicate is this. I'm taking from the slide only. Okay? So you can follow along. Predicate is A and B or C. You know the whole thing in brackets. How many clauses are there? Can anyone tell me? Okay. So basically, this thing is known as a literal. The variable itself, literal. Okay. This all these are literals. Okay. And this thing is a clause. Similarly, this also is a clause, independent. Okay. So there are two clauses here. Anyway, we'll take one and do it. And sometimes we may interchangeably use the word literal and clause if something is independent. Like in this case, A is both literal and clause, right? So you understand it from the context. But anyway, we'll talk about one clause only in general to to save time while doing questions also. No, because if you ask for multiple, then it'll take time. So what is the next thing? What are we doing? We are doing what? Active clause coverage, right? This active versus inactive is important. Active clause coverage. Okay. So there are two requirements, two steps that you must take. First is which clause are we talking about? This is similar to du path and all, right? We always talk about some variable and then we do it, right? So when we are talking about active clause coverage, it's fine. Like we generally again same thing. So basically the requirement says you do it for each C, Ci belonging to capital C of P. That is every clause in the predicate. You do it for all of them. But in the question, we'll talk about only one. Okay. So you have to select one. So I selected something. No, I selected A. So I'm selecting A here. Just a second. I'll use a different color. So A. So major clause. You decided, no? I'm just saying major. A. Okay. So then, if A is the major clause, what is the what is excuse me? What is the minor clause then? There are only two clauses here. Can anyone tell me what will be minor? If I am saying A is the major clause, then which one is the minor clause? Any ideas? I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you're audible. I think the second.
Any guesses? And this is our choice. See, I could give anything to be. I mean, anything to be major clause. I can consider anything. But I'm just saying that if I select after selection, something has to be the minor, right? So what I said is everything except major is known as minor. Then after that, you see. So A is the major clause, then B or C becomes the minor clause. Okay. So minor clauses. Is this entire thing is a clause, right? Fine. So this is minor. Now, how do I make sure? So that is one part. So major is A. Major clause is A. I am doing active clause coverage. So what is the requirement? Requirement says if it is active clause coverage, then you must make sure your major clause is active before you take the pair. So the pair, uh, the pair true comma false or false comma true, the same thing. Anything. Ideally, we write it like true comma false to stick to one convention, but it's the same thing. Any pair you take. Okay. So this pair is the TR test requirement. Okay. And what is how many test requirements are there? There are two of them. What are the two test requirements? Two requirements. Meaning you have to take two pair. Okay. Two pairs. First, major is true. Second, major is false. This requirement is for what? GACC. Okay. General one. General one says you make it active, you know, and the major is true while active. See, there is a difference between active and true. Don't get confused between active and true. Active is a different thing. Okay. Something could be false while still being active. Okay. Active is a different thing. Active means determination. Because you are doing active class coverage, so major has to be active. This okay, two requirements. Okay, GSCC. Major clause true, major clause false. Both cases should be active. So what should we do then? If we have this predicate, we have to make and major is A. We have to make A active, no? Then only I can proceed to take the pair. Pair I'll come to pair later how to take it. But I'm just saying you have to make it active. How do I know A is active or not? Right. So there is a convention for that. PA. Want to use a different color now. Running out of colors. Uh, use this. P whatever it could be. So PA is the condition under which some another clause or predicate. Okay, another predicate. This is under which if this is true, meaning if this is true, A is and be careful with this active. Okay, so it could be anything. So for example, I could also have PB. So PB is the condition. Same thing. Basically, copy it over. Or everything else is same. So you copy it. Okay, so P is the condition under which A is active, PB is the condition under which B is active, PC is the condition. So if what we are saying is if this thing is true, this is also a clause, this is also a boolean. Boolean, okay, okay. If this is true, and I'll tell you how to figure this out, how to calculate this, how to find it out. Finding is a different thing. I'm just saying this is the convention. If this is true, then I say A is active. Okay. If this PB is true, then I say B is active. Okay. Active equal to determining. Determining, it determines. Okay. Active clauses or literal, it could be literal also. Active clause or literal is determinant. The thing which is determining. Determinant. When it is active, it is called a determinant. Okay. Fine. So when will A become determinant? A is the major clause, no? But it might not be active. So before I take the pair, because that's what the test requirements say. While it is active, I take true. While it is active, I take false. That first make sure it is active. No. So how do I get the condition PA? Because I said if PA is true, then it is active. So how do I get the condition? Okay. So condition is something like this. So you have to use something called XOR for that. PA, where is the major. Remember, in active clause coverage, major clause is the active clause. So it could be any any clause. Excuse me. Okay. Could be any clause or literal. Okay. So how do I do that? What do I do? I have the predicate, no? I'll copy this predicate. Following so far, right? Understandable? Any questions so far? You're understanding what we are trying to do here, right? If there is any question, please ask. Okay, so just to recap, we are doing active clause coverage. Active means determining when the clause is being taken, no, true, false. So clause coverage is for that clause true, for that clause false. But condition is it should be active also. That's what it is. Clause coverage, but when with active, with activeness. Okay. So we are taking for A because I took major to be A in this case. I could choose anything. Any excuse me. I could choose anything, any clause or literal. I have selected A. Fine. So first thing is I need to make it active, then I take true, false. So how do I make it active? We understood that PA or PB or PC or whatever it is will determine if it is true, it is active, it is false, if it is not active. The condition. How do I find the condition under which something is active? Some clause is active, right? So the XOR method gives us that. XOR method gives to find PA where A is the major clause, or it could be any clause. Okay. How do I do that? For A, I want to find it. For A, what to do for that? I have to copy the predicate. I'm copying it. Okay. Can someone dictate the predicate to me? P equal to P is the entire thing. Okay. Don't get confused with PA, PB, and this entire P. The entire thing is the predicate itself, the whole thing. Whereas PA is the condition under which, if that is true, then A is active. If PB is true, then B is active. If PC is true, then clause C is active, like that. Okay, so the predicate here is A, A separately, right? A and
Uh, A and B or C.
very nice. Okay, thanks for that. So A and B or C. That's my predicate. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a general template and just put your just read this like a formula. Just put your clause there, okay, and you'll find it out. Okay. So I'll show you something. This is the condition for determination. Okay. So PA is, or whatever A could be anything, is P with that clause set to true. Okay. XOR P again, same thing copied with A set to false. This is the general formula for finding out the conditions under which clause A determines the predicate P, or clause A is active. This is the formula. Okay. So I want to do it for A, I could do it for B also. Same thing. PB equal to true XOR with PB equal to false. What this is, I am going to just copy it. Okay. Let's see. PA is equal to, I'm copying the predicate, but setting A to true. That's what I'm doing. PA equal to true is this. True, and rest of the things will remain the same. B or C. Okay. The first part. XOR with XOR with false and B or C. You understood what we did here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just copying it and true and false. Okay. Now we have to simplify some simplification rule. I'll mention. Okay. So just think about it this way. Okay. X and true is, remember this. This is important. Okay. X, X and false. Anything and false is anything and true. True goes away. Other thing remains. Anything and false is false. What is the other case? X or true. Anything or true, and it could be more than one also. Okay. I'm just showing for one. Anything or true is true. Anything or false is. So the false goes away. If it is or, false goes away, the other thing remains. Is that okay? That's what you have. And another thing is x. mm, just a second, I'm mentioning it. Yeah, x XOR with XOR. This is XOR. True is not x. X XOR with false is x. Because you remember the XOR table. Does anyone know about the XOR table? Truth table for XOR. The exclusive OR. I'll write that down here. This thing is actually is exclusive or. What exclusive or says is it's a binary thing. Okay, so two things will go here, one thing here and the other side. So operands, two operands. What it is saying is both things should not be true and both things should not be false also. So the table goes like this. Let's say I have
If
two things.
inputs differ, then it is true.
Yes, x, y, x or y. So if what could happen? False, 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 true, true, false, and true, true. These are the four cases. One, two, three, four. So with false, false, it will be false. With false true, it will be true. With true, false, it will be true. And true, true also, it will be false. So exclusive or. Okay. Meaning both things should not be same. Both should be different. So that's why I said if something is XORed with true, because this part is already true. This part is true, right? The blue part is already true. So the other thing I have to make it false. Is that okay? Understandable?
Yeah.
Okay. So right, that's what. And similarly, if this part is there, and if this part is false, then I have to make sure this is true at least. Then only the whole thing will. You see? And by the way, I should mention one more thing. Anyway, that I'll mention later. Just understand that this is like true and false. It should not be called as true false, but I'm just simplifying it. Okay, so this is one part, and this other and the other part is exclusive all. And there is also one thing called. So some of you might know that also. De Morgan's law. How do you put it? De Morgan's. Okay, I don't know spelling. De Morgan's. Is that okay? Yeah, I think it's correct only. De Morgan's law. So De Morgan's law says if I have something A or B, let's say, right, and the whole thing I am doing some not on that, no, meaning I have this A or B. If I apply a not on that, then this is equal to not of A and not B. What is happening here? Be careful with this. So for those of you who know from stats, the set theory essentially, you might remember this complement of A union B. A union B, the whole complement is A complement intersection B complement. That's what it is. But anyway, don't get to sets. We'll mention it like this. See what happens is you just have to flip the, say if it is or, it'll become and spread the knot. You have to spread the knot, like distribute the knot. Knot is happening outside. You distribute the knot and flip the sign. That's what. So similarly, if you have not A and B, what will happen? Can anyone complete it for me?
Not A or not B.
Very good. Not A or not B. Very good. Now what about sorry. Can you expand this?
A
A,
and B.
Yeah. Not A. Okay. So if something is double, like if there's two knots, then those two will cancel out. So sorry. Okay, right? Any confusion here?
no, sir.
So
Sir,
there are three things. One, De Morgan's law. You have to remember this. These are all simplification rules. Like once you get that Boolean formula, no, how do you simplify, right? So this is important to remember. De Morgan's law. One thing, exclusive or, because this is going to show up a lot, right? And the other thing is this identity. X and true is X and false is false. Anything and false is false. The entire thing goes to false. X or true is anything or true. The entire thing goes to true. If X or false, then the other thing remains. False goes away. Okay. Now with this idea, with this understanding, we'll try to simplify this one. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll just move this away. This part. Okay. Now here. So now what we have, uh, true and, so what happens? Just talk about the first part. Okay. True and B or C, what will happen? What it will simplify to? True and something, what happens? True goes
Uh,
away.
false or
No, this part. See, if true is there with and, true will go away. The other thing will remain, right? Here, what is happening? True is there. The other thing is there. So in this case, true will go away. No, B or C will remain. That's what I'm saying. B or C. X or remains. False and something. What happens?
false will
False remain. Other other thing will go. Sorry. X XOR with false. What happens? This is equivalent to what? Not X. Okay. Correct. No. Remember this. Something XORed with false. X XORed with false is. Oh, sorry. I think I did a mistake. Yeah. Something XORed with true is not X. So no X XORed with not true is not X. X XORed with false is X. So here false. So should be directly this. Not we have to remove. Okay. So B or C. So therefore, what is PA? PA is
B or C.
B or C. What it is saying is if this thing is true, if okay, if true, then A is active. And also it is one on one. Okay. So if it is not true, then A is not active. There's no confusion about that. If only this is true, then A is active. If this is false, then A is not active. Okay, be careful with that. Okay. That's okay. So we got the condition, right? This is the condition that we talked about above. P is the condition under which A is active. So we got it. What is that? B or C. Fine. Now we do the table. Table will be here. All the moving parts, you have to be careful about that. Okay. I'll use black color. So I have A, major clause, B, the other literal. So I'm writing literal wise. This is the truth table, A, B, C. The predicate itself, P, the whole thing, the original formula that I had, PA, the conditions under which A will become active. And is there anything else that I need? No. Fine, right? Yeah. I put a number here. So let's start. First case. False. Let's start with the true case. True, true, true. What happens to P? Can someone evaluate it quickly? Uh, Everything is true then. P will be true, right? Let us write P here also. Just to note. Fine. PA is B or C. Fine. Is P true here?
Yeah.
Is PA true?
Yes.
True. Oops. Uh, there'll be 8 cases. 2 power 3. Okay. So true, 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 false. True, false, true, true. Uh, Sorry. Yeah, true, false, false. False, true.
There will be 12 cases, I think.
Why? How many possibilities each literal has? So A is can only be what? True or false. So two possibilities, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
So how
Yeah.
many variables we have? So 2 into 2
It's
is
two to
8. 8, no? Fine. True, 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 false, true, false, true, true, false, 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 true, true, false, true, false, and false, false, true, and false, false, false.
false, false. I think server disconnected.
Yeah, am I audible? Sorry, I got disconnected, I think. Uh,
Yes, sir, you are audible.
yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Let me just share that again. We were uh, okay. Showing up now, right? Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So there are 8 cases. So yeah, with number three, what happens with P? True, right? I think.
Yes.
Sorry, number two also we have to check, right? So it's- yeah. So mm, yeah. So this is true and B is true. So yeah, this. So what happens is this becomes true. Correct. Now with this case, A is true, C is true. So therefore also true. Now number four, A is still true. But so false and false with B or C, what happens? If B or C both are false, then this side will become false. No. So anything and false will go to false.
Yeah.
Therefore, predicate is false. Now in this case, even though B or C both are true, A is false. So the moment A is false, everything will go to false, right? Because and is there.
Yes. So
False,
5 to 8 all will be false.
false. Very good. Yeah. Now we'll talk about PA. PA is just B or C. Okay. So only if B or C both are false, it is false. Otherwise, it is true. So this case true. This case also true. Fourth case
False.
false. Fifth case true. Sixth case also true. Seventh case true.
True.
Eighth
False.
case false. So what it means is, irrespective of the value of A, in row number 4 and 8, it is inactive, right? What are we doing? Active class coverage, no? So we'll straight away not take 4 and 8 because these are inactive cases. Okay. Now we are going to do pairs. So we'll do pairs for all three criteria. Right? Which one are these? Do you remember? GACC and CACC and RACC. Okay. GACC just says that you take every pair with where it is active. So essentially, which are the cases where A is true? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. A is true, okay, and active also. I think, but no. So but for 4 it is not active, so we'll not take it. Only 1 to 3 it is true and active. Okay, cross product. This is cross product. Okay, the false cases. I'm making a pair, right? 5, 5 it is false and active also. So 5, 6 it is false and active also. 7 it is false and active also. 8 I'll not take because it is inactive. Okay, so what I get as a result of this is 1, 5, true, false, uh, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7. Anything you can pair with anything. Okay, in this case, in the GACC case, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 3, 5. True, false, right? Switching between true and false. 3, 6, 3, 7. Okay, these are all GACC pairs for clause A. Is that okay? Understandable? Any questions so far? No, right?
No, sir.
This is the most general condition, right? I mean, the general active clause coverage. And if we say active clause coverage, then we have to say that if A is true,
Yes, sir. But your presentation is now gone.
yeah, yeah. I think something wrong with the network. Not sure what is happening. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, just a second.
So are you rejoined?
Yeah, I think so. I'm audible now or not?
Yes, you're
You are
audible.
audible.
Okay, okay. Sorry for that. Some network trouble is going on. Uh, just a second. Let me rejoin the other one also. So some of it would be correlated also, and some of it would be restricted amongst these. Okay, that's what you have to see. Where was that? We mentioned it, right? So yeah, we only mentioned about GSCC. Anyway, so from this, some of them are correlated, some of them are restricted. Okay, so the correlated ones are from this wherever P is also flipping the predicate. See, for example, if you talk about okay, in this case, for all cases, P is flipping, right? But I'll show you one case later wherein it will not flip. So all the three cases here, 5, 6, 7 is this, and 1, 2, 3 is this. But P is also flipping, no, between true and false. So that is happening, right? But but there are cases wherein it will not happen. But still, you take it as GSCC, but it will not be correlated. Okay. So correlated is same as GSCC in this case because every pair here, every pair 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, all of them are correlated also, meaning they are flipping the predicate also, right? So therefore, it is same as in this case, same as GSCC in this case. Okay. Now RACC, it says the minor clauses should not flip. What does it mean? For example, if I take 1, 6, right? So in 1, when my major clause is true, what are the values for the minor clauses? True and true, right? All literals. But in 6, what happens? It is false, is fine. But this changed. Instead of true, true, now it is true, false. So this is not RACC. Because RACC says that both have to be, I mean, between true and false, your minor clauses should be constant. Right. So 1, 5 is that. You can take it. You got it? Is the idea clear?
No,
Yes.
sir.
No?
Please go. No, sir.
Okay, okay. See, my major clause is A, right? If I
Yeah.
pick this one, this row number one, A is true. What is the status of minor clause? The minor clauses are true and true, right? The combination for the minor clauses or the other literals are true and true. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So RACC restricted. It is saying when I switch from true to false or false to true, the minor clauses should remain the same. They should not change. You got it? So from true,
Okay.
I can map it with this pair, false. Okay, 1, 5. Is it changing? The minor clauses
Mm,
are they changing between 1, 5?
no.
No. So this is restricted. But what about 1, 6? They are changing, right?
Yeah.
So that's what. So CSCC is same as GSCC in this case. RACC is 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7. Okay, these three. These three because in these cases it is not changing. So 1, 5, 2, 6, 2, 6. I'll mark the different color. Let's say 1, 5, 2, 6. 2, 6 is this. 2, 6. Because here also not changing. True, false, and true, false. And uh, 3, 7, 3, 7. That is this one. So the major clause flips, but the minor ones are remaining constant between true and false. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's what this is RACC. Fine. Is that okay? Fine. So that's all. These are the three. Any questions?
No, sir.
Now for week 6, instead of taking active, we talk about inactive. So this is active clause coverage. Week 6 we are discussing inactive clause coverage. The only thing changes is, instead of taking the pair while it is active, you take the pair while it is inactive, and there are 4 TRs. Here it is two requirement. No, major true, major false. While it is active, in inactive case, we have we have 4 requirements. We'll discuss that, and it should be inactive. So what are the inactive cases for A? Can anyone tell me here? I mean, it is already written, right? 4 and 8. So one GICC pair is general inactive clause coverage. So GICC pair is 4-8. That's the only possibility, right? Because you have to take the inactive case. Only one pair which is inactive, right? 4, 8 here for A. A is the major clause, right? True, false. It is inactive. That okay? And the way you make something inactive is also through this condition. Because if this condition is false, then you know it is inactive, right? So you have to figure this out every time. Every time using the XOR method, you have to figure this out. Okay, that's what happens. Okay, fine, right? I think whatever is unclear, we may discuss in the next session, in the office hour session. So, okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Okay.
when
Thank you. Uh,
so
Go ahead, Ajay, please.
I was asking when would it be end of those?
Yeah, office hours either Thursday or Friday as usual. I'll announce. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we'll close. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.